If you care about your future, your family, and your country, then you have no choice. This November, you have to throw these raving lunatics the hell out of power and elect strong, smart, tough Republicans.
Former President Donald Trump is on the Coup campaign trail, and the responses from Washington and his former Trumpsters are intense. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence. This past weekend, Trump held a rally in Conroe, Texas, where the former president pushed his agenda. That is, just about everything from the big lie to claims that he's been unfairly attacked by prosecutors. He also notably promised to use his pardon power. Of course, that's if he gets back into office. Check this out.
And another thing we'll do, and so many people have been asking me about it, if I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
Of course, this is something Trump could have done in the 14 or so days after the insurrection, but he opted not to when he was actually president. However, this whole thought that maybe he will pardon you if you put him back in office in 2024 is something that probably speaks to those insurrectionists who rushed the U.S. Capitol or those who wanted to. Of course, those who did rush the U.S. Capitol will probably have already served their sentences, for the vast majority of them at least, before he ever were to get back in office, even if he were to be reelected in 2024. But hey, Trump can always make promises, can't he?
We will build the wall, believe me. And Mexico will pay for the wall.
Regardless, the comments coming out of Washington in response to Trump's many promises and pleas, they have been somewhat shocking. When asked about whether Biden was interested in reforming the Electoral Count Act in light of Trump's big lie, Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, she went ahead and took this as an opportunity to simply shred Trump.
Sure. Well, let me speak to that first, and then I'll come around to the Electoral Count Act. So in terms of the former president, his actions represented a unique and existential threat to our democracy, as the president has said many times. But, his remarks this weekend, he defended the actions of his supporters who stormed the Capitol and brutally attacked the law enforcement officers protecting it. I think it's important to shout that out and call that out. He even attacked his own vice president for not, in his words, having overturned the election. And it's just a reminder of how unfit he is for office. And it's telling that even some of his closest allies have rejected those remarks as inappropriate in the days since.
Those were facts on facts. Psaki clearly stays ready when it comes to shutting down Donald Trump's antics. But just because she and the rest of us don't seem to be concerned about Trump, it doesn't mean we shouldn't be concerned about his minions. Tasha Adams, who helped her ex-husband start the Oath Keepers, she shed some light on the right-wing militia group and other Trump followers about what they really think when they hear Trump's promises to pardon and also the push to take America back.
I mean, they hear civil war. To them, this is the civil war they've been waiting for. A lot of these guys live for this. They've been waiting for this. They spend their lives preparing for it. They look forward to it. There's a air of disappointment when it doesn't turn violent with these guys, I think, a lot of them.
Although he's not faced consequences, Trump and co. have already attempted a coup to overturn our democracy. Simply because they were inept doesn't mean that they will be unsuccessful in the future. We have to ensure that individuals are held accountable and remain vigilant to these calls for chaos. Another civil war is not the answer. So what do you think? Will the system take Trump's antics seriously this time, or are Dems too busy trying to play nice to do anything about it? You let me know in the comments below, hit the like and follow button, and thanks for watching.